Amber Heard
Oh my
in
god.
a Squid Game uniform, and then the guy behind her is like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I have to pay Johnny Depp."
That is so
It's
true.
so good. I recently saw the penthouse, and I'm like, "Girl, you live there, and you're still complaining? Like, what? Do you realize your privilege?"
Dude, that's the thing. And then it's like she's trying, and she was trying to get money, like she's trying to get more fame, making that op-ed. First time I ever heard of this word, by the way, op-ed.
Op-ed.
Yeah, and I'm just like, hey, if you really wanted nothing, why are you making that shit, man? Like, it's like, I want to come out as a survivor. Like, dude.
I'm a survivor. I think everyone is satisfied with the verdict,
Oh yeah. And
and
there's just no evidence. I'm sorry, Amber, but you're like,
I
like
think
it's not gonna help. Like that's not evidence.
I think for someone like her who takes photos of Johnny Depp falling asleep, drunk and all of that, right? Spilling
Mm,
wine or whatever. I think for someone like her, it's impossible that she will not take evidence photos of her bruised and her cuts, her hurts. There's no
that's
way
true.
someone like her would not take photos for evidence.
Exactly. Oh my god. And the fact that she's like taking pictures to show him after, like you can tell. Okay, guilt tripping people, that's a toxic trait, like guilt tripping people for their mistakes or like their behavior, like trying to make yourself better, like feel better than them, like trying to remind someone like that, oh, you're not living up to my expectations all the time. Like that is
Yeah,
torture. I'm sorry, but it is like, and especially if you're
yeah.
married and you have to see each other every day, and it's like, dude, you're supposed to be this person's peace, but no, you're like literally bullying him. Like that audio clip that you heard, remember that I sent to you?
Oh, is this gonna be good for your butt? Oh, should I be saying ADA for your butt?
That he's just like, like laughing at
Oh my
Johnny.
god, that's so bad.
So bad. So
Dude,
bad.
that's bully in marriage. But
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
to I want to explain you the meme. You know how like she has to pay Johnny Depp now,
Yeah.
and that she's broke. Everyone's saying she's broke and she doesn't have any money. Amber Heard
Oh my
in
god.
a Squid Game uniform, and then the guy behind her is like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I have to pay Johnny Depp."
That is so
It's
true.
so good.
It's the thing is that, I mean, she wasn't a great actress to begin with, like, and it's not like bit after Johnny Depp's situation. Like I saw her movies and all, like it's all like very low rating, like usually if
Yeah,
she was
I've
the
never
main
even heard
actress.
of her before this whole case.
Exactly what I
Like if
mean.
you say the Aquaman girl, I was like, oh wait, how does she look like again?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
even
I think the only good film that came out of her was Pineapple Express, which is like a funny like
know.
stoner
Okay.
movie. But I mean, it's funny, you know what I mean? Like she is like a good actress, ironically, like the thing is that she's fine. She's beautiful. She just needs help in the brain. She has
She's
friends,
a
obviously, the one
psychiatrist.
that went up the, like the stands for her. Like obviously they're gonna go up the stand for her because they were living in the fucking penthouse too. Like
Yeah.
they owe Amber for all that, like, free shit. I'm
Dude,
sorry,
it
but
was
it's
so
true.
tough when Camila called her out in the closing statement. She's like, as you can see, Amber Heard doesn't have anyone here, like, showing
Yeah.
up for her. This is a woman who burns bridges, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude. But it's
Remember,
it's
she was like saying like Johnny was like trying to, I don't know if you heard this, but she was trying to tell people that he didn't wanna, like he gave the money through charity because he wants to escape on paying some taxes or whatever. Because remember what you said about to me, like about charity
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that,
yeah, 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 yeah,
write off. And
yeah.
she knew about it so much. Like when she said that, I'm just like, wait a minute, you probably was doing this shit because of the tax write off too. And so whatever you said about charity, like you just fucking, you just ratted yourself out. Like,
Yeah.
because you do it. Because why would you even mention it, honestly? But yeah, that's just so like manipulative. Like, and she doesn't realize how manipulative she sounds on the stand. Just like staring at them, and like when she changes her face so quickly, like, and then on when she's sitting down, she's laughing, like
I think
smirking.
my favorite thing that came out of this is just seeing Camilla and her, like how she just called her out, and it's so good. I love that.
Oh my god. The thing is that though, a lot of people are both of them at one point in their life. You know what I mean? Like,
You
I
can
feel like people go through mistakes. Okay, like let's example Amber Heard. Okay, she's like pointing out all the stuff that's being done bad to her, right? Fair
yeah.
enough. If it did happen, whatever. Let's like just say, okay, it did happen.
Right. Yeah.
But still, look at yourself. You did a lot of
It's like you
bad
have to
too,
look at
and
the
you don't even see it.
context. Yeah, look at
Yes.
everything. So, well, I think with sometimes it's very easy for people who are manipulative to make it look like they're a really good person and they're
Mm-hmm.
really the victim of things. But then sometimes those people are the most, they play with your mind and make you think like they're a good person, or they're an actual victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we've experienced that, and a little bit, like maybe some of our friends or even just ourselves too.
I
I'm
know.
guilty sometimes. In a sense, talk being toxic, or these kind of toxic traits that everyone talk about, it's something that all of us go through, whether it's ourselves or other people. But I
Mm.
think some people just grow out of it a lot quicker than others. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I don't want to include like physical abuse and actual like abusive type of relationships that they
Mm.
didn't grow out of it or something. But I think these daily toxic traits that you see in relationships or in your own friendships and family as well is that they haven't had the chance to kind of look at themselves,
Heal.
honestly. Yeah, sure, that one too.
Therapy. You know, like.
The therapist.
Yeah. It's like, I think that is also like one thing so people easily not look at, it's your mental health, if it's like healthy or not. Like a lot of people, especially men, they like back then, especially too, like are taught to what, keep it in, right? And
Oh yeah, you're
obviously
not allowed to
now,
cry. You're a boy.
yeah, especially now, you understand like what type of explosion can come like from doing that,
Yeah,
like
bottling
it's,
up.
yeah, I mean, we do it all like, and we explode. And so imagine more for like men that time, like for example, I'm just talking about my dad, sometimes, I mean, like my dad has a horrible temper. And how does a horrible temper come about is the way you're brought up. If
Yeah,
your parents were bad temper, you're bad temper. Like obviously, like
it's
patience is
just
such a virtue. It's like that's the most understatement ever, because
underrated
underrated.
statement.
Yeah, it is, because it really is a virtue. Like giving patience, like like
Yeah.
like getting mad is easy. It's like
It's
it's
so
easy to give in.
easy. And it
Yeah, it
feels
feels
good
good.
too. Oh my god. Yeah, it feels good to be angry. It feels good
Yeah.
it's almost addictive to be like justified to be angry, you
Yeah,
know?
especially when you're giving your reason to. Yeah, like you're just firing
Yeah.
yourself up more, and
It's
then
like, yeah, I was done this way. It was something was done to me, so I am angry and it feels good
mhm,
to be right about it.
yeah. But then it's like at the same time, everything is very, at that moment, is temporary. But it's hard to think outside
Yeah.
that while everything is happening, obviously, because it
Yeah.
feels intensified. Sometimes, you don't stop to think to like let it go, because it's like not worth the trouble if you want this relationship to flourish and be happy. You know what I mean? Like, because you're so consumed with the negative feelings, because it's easy to get
It's
into
so
those.
much easier. Like who would
Yeah.
who would want to, like, when you're angry, who would want to just sit down and be like, okay, calm down? No, you just want to like follow the fire and then burn this, burn that. you know?
Exactly. And like sometimes also, some people like, have this realization, and but then they like push it on the other person and like force them to talk or whatever when they're not ready to talk, like
Dude,
it's
yeah, this whole like how Johnny Depp. I keep saying his name wrong.
wrong
Um,
Jay.
wrong J. Yeah. So John was like trying to get away, right? And then Amber's like, "No, I'm trying to fix it." I'm like, dude, even like
Can't
on
breathe.
yeah, you have to let them breathe and let them come to you. Like if the more you go to a person, the more they want to hide.
Yeah, her saying like, I want him to be better, blah blah blah, like
I want to
saying she
fix the
wanted to be better
relationship.
at her terms. That's the thing, in her terms. Like, what's better for her, not him. Like, it's not like that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
she is making herself believe she's doing the right thing by saying that she wants the best for him, but really she's just in denial, manipulative. But yeah, I think like to have a healthier relationship first, like you gotta like be okay yourself, or you'll just be a leech
Because
no
you're just
matter
if
where
you're
you
not
go.
yeah okay you're by yourself and if you're not okay with yourself, you're just gonna look for validation somewhere else, and
Yeah.
you're gonna look for it in usually in a very toxic way, and then you just harm people.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even care if you guys like, are meant to be, or like if you guys even vibe. Do you even know you guys vibe? You know what I mean? Like some people are just like, I don't know, Sometimes also a lot of times when people date when they were younger,
Oh, I have this really like I guess nice way that they put it, like a quote.
Mhm.
It says, "Fall in love when you're ready, not when you're lonely."
Very
Oh.
true. Relationships are full of heartaches, are full of happiness and like, working shit out together.
Yeah.
And when you were young, there's a lot of stuff you're not worked out like yourself. You don't know who you are, you don't know what your interests are,
Yeah.
and if you're like dating, then it's like you're just adding more
More
anxiety.
complications
Yeah.
and mixing
Yeah.
stuff into it.
Exactly. It's prone for like toxic relationship. Unless you're like those
That's what I
like,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like super mature for some reason. And okay,
Right.
maybe you're like
Because
high school sweethearts
some
or
people are
whatever.
just born an angel and they just kind of,
Yeah.
go
There
and
are
talk.
some high school sweethearts out there, like which did happen, I guess. But
Yeah.
hey, you can ask them. They've had like
Their
hard moments
own
for
right,
sure.
right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I
yeah,
mean,
there's
if you tell
always gonna
me
be toxic relationship if you're gonna date so young, like because people are
yeah.
not developed mentally.
Yeah.
And people will be
You
bored.
might be developed physically, but here is still catching up, So like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, or people getting cheated on or whatever. Like, like it's like
and
back
blame someone
then.
else for that.
Yeah, back then it feels like such a big deal, like obviously. But now that you think about it back then, it's like, okay, fair enough. Like, I guess they didn't want to settle down yet.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to like break up with them in some way. Like, it's like these are the times where people are gonna make mistakes and regret,
Mm-hmm.
And if you were in the dating the game, like it's gonna like bad shit's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
you're gonna start feeling numb,
Yeah.
until it gets ignited again. Some people just also want to like blame something for their sufferings, like, oh, I've been dating for you for 5 years already and I don't feel content, and it's like, what the fuck, and they're just complaining, but it's like, dude, you also are in a relationship, you can do shit too.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not just on
when's the
the
last time
outside.
you wore a lingerie, woman? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, when's the last time you gave a blowjob, bitch? Okay, like I feel like also sometimes like people forget, that
Yeah.
like, you want equality, but then, when it comes to relationships, like some women like abuse their
Oof.
feminism, and whatever. But it's fine. I get it, 'cause sometimes I do too, whatever, like I act crazy and I'm like, I think it's my hormones.
PMS.
PMS. But hey, it happens, dude. Like shit.
Oh,
Imagine
does it?
always getting confused. Like, oh, is this my PMS or do I actually
Yeah.
feel like
Why
this?
am I mad today? Did something happen to me, or is it just my hormones?
For
God.
reals. Oh my God. It's so annoying. And then when you go to the doctors, they always have to ask you, are you pregnant? Like, or
Yeah. Oh
when's
God,
your
I
last
hate
period?
that.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. It could be symptoms, but still, I don't feel
I'm
good.
still going through it.
Yeah.
I still need to be fixed.
Exactly. Like that news, that woman that canceled the tennis because her cramps, and she's like, "Oh, I wish I was a guy." Man, that was me since like primary. I always wished I
Yeah.
was a boy, because it's like not because of sexuality, but like literally like
It's so
strength.
inconvenient. Yeah, that too.
Strength. Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, some girls, I mean, some people like to use their period as an excuse not to do anything. But I'm like the total opposite. I'm like, I want to do,
too.
I don't want to skip PE class. Why
No,
would I skip
yeah.
PE class?
I'm not, I don't like to like use that as a excuse. Like I want to prove to myself that even that's not gonna
Yeah.
fucking stop me. Dude, Michael Jordan, he played a game and won with a cold. Okay. Like even a girl or a guy, that's hard. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
there are gonna be limitations, but are we gonna let those limitations limit
Stop,
us?
limit
That
you.
is our choice. But there are some limitations of a woman, like when you get pregnant, you can't have raw
Obviously.
fish.
Oh yeah, salmon.
That's a problem, and that is why I'm not having a child.
I've been
Just
eating
kidding. Just that one reason.
I've been eating so many Pokeballs these days, and I cannot
Same.
get enough of them.
Same.
So
For real,
good.
same. Oh my god, I love Pokeballs
Another thing
so much.
Macau should have
Yeah,
Pokeballs.
Pokeball. But the only reason why I would get Pokeball is because the sushi is so much more expensive here. I feel like it's more worth
Oh.
it to get Pokeball.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
scoop the salmon and tuna.
Because in
Oh,
Macau, we'll get the takeout sushi, right? And it's like $3, 3 mop for one piece, and just eat
Oh,
that. So good.
this news that you sent me. Would you change your name to Salmon to get free sushi
Yes,
for
I
your
will.
whole life?
I will.
You would?
Would you? Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a cool name. I think Miss Salmon, like that.
And
No,
Miss Salmon.
it's okay. Like my grandmother would understand, because my Fatima, my name, my actual name Fatima, is like it's like a junior name, but for my grandma,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because I'm a girl, not my dad, so it's like Fatima Juniora. How does that work, right? Like only boys get that. It's like
Oh,
blah blah
that's
blah junior.
true.
Yeah,
It's a
but
very
girls don't.
masculine culture.
Yeah. But for me, like I guess like my mom, my dad, like all my sisters also has Fatima, and then the second name, like I'm not gonna
Oh,
mention my second name.
yeah.
But yeah. So salmon, sure, why not? Why not?
Yes. Salmon.
Dude, that's so cool though. Like salmon's so tasty. Raw
It's
salmon, raw salmon.
mm,
Yeah. I
yeah.
could eat that all
Okay,
day.
I question. This is random, but would you rather eat raw salmon or raw like steak? Like
Raw
okay.
salmon. But I
'Cause-
think raw steak's not bad. Well, not too raw.
yeah, see, so what's the real difference? You know what I mean? Like, because at the point I was like complaining about raw steak, and I'm like, I cannot eat raw steak, but then I would eat raw salmon because
Because it's
that's a
lighter. Like I think beef is so much cholesterol. Like fish is from the water.
But I've just like learned from like classes and stuff that you can never eat raw steak. Like the like I
See,
don't
so
know
don't eat
hate
raw
worms
steak.
and stuff, but I think in different countries they deal with it differently. I mean, if raw steak really is a problem, then everyone in America would have stomach
Yeah,
issues.
sure. But they do though. They all have stomach issues. I swear to God. I've been having stomach issues. Like, I don't know though. This is the thing. Like, I feel like my whole life I was not healthy. So, and I've been eating
Yeah.
curry too, spicy curry. That shit's like gonna shit my pants too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I have stomach issues. All I know is I'm used to it.
Same.
I love that quote.
Is that a quote?
I don't know if I have a stomach issue, but all I know is I'm used to it. Because Tyler complains about it all the time. It's like, oh my God, my stomach hurts, blah, 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 blah. I'm like every day. This is
Yeah.
every day. I know. like, sometimes people are so obsessed with trying to make everything perfect that
Yeah.
they forget stuff just happens, like, or like sometimes people will be like, why is this happening to me? Blah, 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 like
It's
sometimes
not,
it's not
see,
about you.
oh my god, this is one of my favorite quotes too.
Mm,
It's that life is not personal.
mm,
You know? It's not like
yes.
life targets you and try, okay, let's hurt, do this and do that, you know? But then
Mm,
people tend to think that way, right? Oh, my life sucks because this happened to me, this happened to me. But I think it's all about how you can overcome things and
yeah.
grow out of it and learn from it, right?
Because shit happens all the fucking time. Okay. Like, and you see the people that actually gone through so much shit,
Yeah.
like
Sometimes
deep
they
dark
turn
shit,
out to
they
be the best
persevere.
people. Yeah, the
Yes. Like,
best people in the
Oprah.
world. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That it's like,
It's really
it's
up
not an
to you.
excuse. It's not an excuse. And some people like to use those excuses, or saying like, oh, my mom got cheated on my dad. What about me? Like, I'm gonna get cheated on. Like, and they make themselves toxic because of that. Because like, oh, I'm so insecure that
Right,
that
right, right.
like I think that this might happen to me, and then they become bitter, and they
Yeah.
become this person that's not someone that someone wants to be in a relationship with, and you
Yeah.
force people out, and then when that time comes, you're like, all you can do is blame the other person for giving up too soon or something, but
Because
it's like
it's
the
like
whole
a
time you're
self,
not
it's
even
like a self,
acknowledging.
what's that called? Self righteous prophecy or something, where you predict that someone would do this to you, and then when that actually happens, you're like, see, I was right.
Yeah, but all you did was say shit, right?
Victimizing is definitely a big like toxic trait. I mean, there's the kind of toxic people that like intentionally hurt people, like it's more outwards. But
Mm,
then like when you victimize yourself, like it's very inwards. But no matter, even if if you have friends that are like that, or like in a relationship, it's still gonna harm other people because of
mm,
how you see yourself.
yeah.
and and like, or like you become like very like attention seeking and not being aware of it, and then just expecting your friends to be therapists or
Mm,
to heal you, you know. Eh,
yeah.
yeah, it like it goes both ways.
Yeah, no. I remember, when when my girlfriends would come to me like with problem, or not even just girl, but guys also, like they'll come to me with a problem, but they would only talk about the wrongs that the person did. And so obviously, like as a friend, you want to be on your friend's side, but then you don't hear why people are doing that, like saying those stuff to you. Like all I hear is my friend's side, and obviously you get mad, like you dehumanize the person that they're dating, trying to make them a
Yeah, that's a good way to
villain.
put it. You dehumanize them.
Yeah, yeah. And that's when you're kind of fueling her fire, like, or his fire. And it's like at the end of the day though, if they get back together, you're just supposed to be okay about it because you're their friend.
Yeah.
And it happens, and it's like that's when like it sucks, like when they're in a toxic like relationship, and it's just gonna go bad, but you can't do anything because it's like
Because
people have to
in the
go
end the
through.
decision is theirs, you
Yeah, and
know.
sometimes some people have to go through this shit to actually learn their
Learn something.
lesson.
Yeah, if you kind of like parent them or like
They'll blame
avoid
you.
them, right, avoid them, then they'll never go through it and they'll never understand why it's not good and
Yeah, and that
why.
yeah, like they keep forcing it. They keep like thinking, oh, I gotta fight for it, but really you're forcing something that's not should it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Like feelings, and pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And I feel like also sometimes talking to the wrong people sometimes also like
Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one
mm,
because I think,
some people just
yeah,
like drama. Some people just like
some
drama.
people
Or
obviously.
they like people coming to them for advice, so they would give advice to like you know to feel the fire so that they come back. It's like, oh no, he really do
Did
that?
he do
Like,
that?
no way, I would
Did he
never
really,
let a man
dude?
talk to
Let
me
it
like
go.
that,
Let him go. Cut
like
him
yeah,
off.
yeah.
You
But
don't
then
need any negative people in your life. Negative
mm,
vibe. Negative. Oh my god.
I had multiple friends like that whenever I started dating. They're like,
The
I
thing
don't
is, like,
like
okay, it's
him.
nice to have like supportive friends, but like supportive friends that actually help you grow. You know,
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Do you want to read the tweets?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tweet, tweet.
So let's see some tweets
So
that's been related to toxic relationships. Let's see if we
I
can learn
found a
something.
few ones here. Okay, I'm gonna read this, okay? Toxic relationships is so fucking funny, OMG. My friend ripped his girl's birth certificate up and told her she doesn't exist anymore.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I think it's pretty smart. I mean, she's like, I'm gonna rip your birth certificate so you don't exist anymore.
I would be like, you better pay for that shit. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta like have to apply
like
for it.
if it's like the OG one, you can't like it's hard to get it or something,
It's hard,
right?
yeah, it is, dude. And I mean, you know, some people they throw their boyfriends, I don't know, like console, you know, like gaming console, or
Oh my
they key their
god.
car.
Oh
Stuff like
yeah,
that.
that's a famous one.
Yeah, these are very petty shit. The thing is that,
things.
like, yeah, no, that's not how you pay back someone. You pay back someone by getting over them.
See,
You know,
these are things you do when you're not actually ready for a long-term committed relationship, right?
yeah, this one.
I knew I was in a toxic relationship when I had to text, "Let's have a good day today."
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I've had a text like that before.
Let's have a good day today.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's
It's
a point
funny.
in like some relationships, you know, when it's going down the rails where a person would just get mad about every single thing, you know, about the other person.
Yeah.
Or it's either that or you find I don't know, marriage counselor or like couples therapy, or you find your way by yourself, you know, like
Yeah.
if it's not too late.
Yeah.
But oh my god, texting let's have a good day, that's pretty bad.
Let's have a good day today.
Yeah, it's like
Who says
literally like
that?
saying like please don't get mad like about literally anything.
This one. You gonna read?
Sure. Not having a toxic relationship is not as hard as the media makes it seem, but we're also in an age of glamorizing toxicity to a point where a healthy relationship is deemed boring. That's so true.
Dude, this is so fucking true. It's so true. You know how like the word toxic is just thrown everywhere and it's like cool. Okay, I wouldn't say it's cool, but like how
You
just
just
everyone
laugh
talks
at
about
it.
it.
I mean, the celebrities
Yeah.
that have like toxic relationships, like you're just like, hey, like okay, let's
It's
look at
like
Will
if you
Smith
haven't
and
gone
his
through it, you're born.
wife.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Like everybody just laughing
Question
about
for
it.
you. Question for you. Which one is more toxic? Will Smith and his wife or Johnny Depp and Amber?
I don't know. See, it's just different. It's just
Yeah,
different.
it's true.
And at the same time, you know, you need the whole picture, right? It's like now we just know the media side of it. But yeah, I wouldn't know because
Yeah.
Will Smith and I mean they keep things quiet at least, you know. Okay,
Yeah, it's
Amber
not as
and
public
yeah,
as their case for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with Amber is that she literally claimed Johnny as a criminal.
Abuser.
That
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
big deal.
It's a big statement. Hmm.
Yeah, big statement. You know,
No, it's
I mean,
true.
dude, look at Rihanna's face. Okay, when she got beat up by Chris Brown,
Oh.
did she press charges? I forgot.
Whoa.
But it was like, dude, her face was fucked up. So it was like,
Yeah, it was.
and that's the difference Amber heard.
Just glamorizing toxicity. I don't know. it's just that's how it feels.
At the end of the day, people that care about other people's businesses more than their own have problems. You know what I mean?
All right, this one says a toxic relationship equals to emotional dependence. Two people use each other for the approval and respect they are unable to give themselves. And then a healthy relationship equals to emotional interdependence. Two people approve of and respect each other because they approve of and respect themselves. I mean, it's kind of what we talked about earlier, right? Like,
Yeah, you gotta be like okay yourself.
okay, yeah, with yourself and for you to
to be able to love someone else. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But this my toxic trait is I overthink and break my own heart. That's for real. Oh my god. And I think a lot of women also believe so much of like destiny and like signs and But
the
dude,
best compatibility and
oh my god, yeah, but dude, life is random. Life can be very random sometimes, and life can be like a sign or whatever. But
yeah.
you know, like at the same time, you need to also put in the work for it to be great. Okay.
Yeah. So don't overthink.
Don't
Break your
overthink.
own heart.
Don't overthink
So
it.
funny.
Just enjoy. Just enjoy. Just focus on enjoying it.
Okay, here. Anyone who starts an apology with how sad and tragic their life has been is doing nothing but trying to guilt trip you. There, I said it.
So
Oh
true.
my god.
So true.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like I've been guilty of this too.
Me too,
Like
me
when you try to apologize and then you kind of give the other person reasons for
Oh,
why.
yeah. I bring up my mom all the time, like saying,
Dude, yeah.
she would be so mean to me, and she would hit me when I say this, and maybe that's why I did this and that, you know.
Yeah. And that's
But
why yeah, exactly. That's why I did this and that.
no, I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I see that now. I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I usually don't do it again though. Like I do realize it, and I'm like, shit,
Obviously,
I don't
yeah.
want to be like that. You know what I mean?
And it takes time also to get rid of the habit too, you know.
But yeah, dude, guilt tripping too. My parents do that so much.
I feel like guilt tripping is a very typical parents trait. Like
Yeah, and it's like,
I've even now I still find myself constantly feeling guilty for such little things, and I get so annoyed.
just for not doing good enough, or like not.
No, yeah, it's so stupid. Like I'm like, oh god, get this out of my head.
So true, so true.
If only it was something physical I could pull out of my brain.
For
You
real
know?
though.
Oh my god, this is so funny. I'm sorry if I was ever a toxic person in your life. It must have been your fault.
So funny. That's so funny.
It must have been your fault.
My
Love
god.
that.
For real though. Manipulation is when they say, after all I've done for you, to guilt trip you, control you, and make you prove your worth.
Parents. Parents.
Oh my god, for real though. So hopefully y'all not in any dangerous abusive relationship. And if you are, like, go get help and
Get help.
talk to someone that you feel safe with, you know, right? And yeah.
Yep.
And hopefully you guys also have a good self-healing for your mental health.
Crystals and stuff.
Yeah, before blaming
I'm kidding,
others,
you don't need.
look inwards, you know, because that's the only thing you can actually change is yourself. And the only way to make, like, you don't control people, you don't make people be good to you, you like influence them to be good to you, you know, like you show them that you can be, and so they return the favor and hope for the best, you know, like. Yeah. All right, so thank you guys. Bye.
Bye guys.